Hello, everyone. Welcome to April's episode of Ag Everywhere. This month, we are focusing on backyard gardening in the Western U.S. Gardening is a very rewarding life choice, and so is reading our Bibles. I challenge you all to open up your Bibles and read Isaiah 61:11 this month. All throughout the Bible, we can find passages about working the land and spiritual growth. Search for other passages in the Bible that reference gardening in your free time this month. April is such a fun and exciting month. It's officially spring. The birds are chirping, the pollinators are buzzing around, and people are getting busy planting their gardens for National Gardening Month. Did you know that April was National Gardening Month? There's also a National Gardening Day on April 14th. April 22nd is Earth Day, and April 27th is National Prime Rib Day. Do you know what April 1st is? April Fool's Day, the day known for silly pranks. The origin of April Fools is uncertain, but appears to align with the spring season being somewhat tricky. Spring is a time of year when things begin to warm up, but sometimes we see bitter cold temperatures and even spring snowstorms, even after the plants have begun to bloom and people have planted their gardens. Back in the day, the new year was typically celebrated in April and aligned with planting season or spring equinox. It's said that when the celebration of New Year's changed from April to January, some still celebrated in April and were called fools. Some also say the holiday came about from gardeners being fooled into planting at the first signs of spring, only for a spring snowstorm or bitter cold temperatures to occur and destroy their gardens. Nonetheless, April Fools is a fun day to play kind-hearted pranks and tell silly jokes. In honor of April Fool's Day, this month's episode will have several jokes throughout it. Now then, have you ever planted a garden? If you haven't, let this be the year that you do. A garden does not have to be large. You can even garden in your windowsill if you live in an upstairs apartment. From indoor gardens, container gardens on patios, to full-scale gardens in a field, gardening is a rewarding and fun hobby. Let's take a look at the western states in the U.S. and the popular crops they grow. We can gather up some ideas for what to plant in our own gardens along the way. The western United States includes Washington, Oregon, California, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Nevada, Utah, and Colorado. If you have a map or globe, feel free to follow along as we jump from state to state. First up is Washington. Washington is an extremely diverse state when it comes to crop production due to the state's geography. The state has several different climate zones and sees extremes from world record seasonal snowfalls on Mount Baker, the desert in central Washington, to the rainforest in the Olympic Mountains. Washington leads the nation for the production of red raspberries. If you have limited space and are practicing container gardening, you may still be able to grow raspberries on your patio. Several varieties of raspberries can grow in pots. All right, here's our first joke. How do raspberries text each other? Very fast. Next up, we're going to take a look at Oregon. Oregon produces 99% of the United States hazelnut crop. Hazelnuts grow on trees and are a very sweet-tasting nut. They are one of the main ingredients in the popular chocolate spread, Nutella. Have you looked into planting a nut or fruit-bearing tree in your own yard? If you do, make sure you pay attention to what the tree needs to thrive and produce. Some trees are self-fertile, while other trees require pollen from another tree to produce a crop. I recommend going to a local nursery or greenhouse, and they will be able to tell you more about what will grow well in your area. What do you call a hazelnut in space? An astronut. Okay, let's take a look at California next. California grows more than half of the nation's fruits, vegetables, and nuts from just 4% of the nation's farmlands. Strawberries are one of the top commodities produced in California. And did you know that strawberries are a perennial plant? That means that the plant comes back every year, going dormant for the cold winter and producing a new crop in the warmer months. Strawberries are an excellent option for backyard gardening. They can be grown in containers or in the ground. Do you know what you call a sad strawberry? A blueberry. It's just feeling very blue. All right, let's head over to Montana. Montana's most valuable crop is wheat. Did you know you can grow, harvest, and mill your own wheat for whole grain wheat-based products such as breads, cookies, cakes, and pizza doughs? While it is very easy to grow your own wheat, it's a bit of a hassle to harvest and process it. Good things never come easy. The reward of taking a tiny seed and turning it into a bountiful harvest and then baked goods sounds so exciting. Look into growing and harvesting your own wheat this garden season. I took a picture of a wheat field today. Came out pretty grainy. All right, let's head on over to Idaho. While Idaho is ranked first nationally for, can you guess it? Potato production. That state also produces a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. Idaho is a leading supplier in the seed industry. They are known for producing sweet corn, carrot, onion, turnip, and lettuce seeds. If you decide to try your hand at backyard gardening, take a look at the seed packet you purchase. It should have a place of origin on it. Are they based out of Idaho? See you later, Idaho. Let's sprout over to the next state, Wyoming. Wyoming is nicknamed the Cowboy State. They happen to be a big producer of pinto beans, which cowboys were known for eating back in the day during cattle drives. Pinto beans are actually quite easy to grow. They are another crop that can be grown in the ground or a container. They are a high-yield crop, with one plant typically producing several pods full of beans. I might try my hand at growing pinto beans this season. Hey, have you ever heard of beans being magic? My kids like to sing this song when they eat beans. Do you know the song? It goes like this. Beans, beans, a magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. Yeah, it's kind of silly. But beans do have fiber in them, which can make you fart. Let's head on over to Nevada. One of Nevada's top crops is mint. From spearmint to peppermint, the crop is typically grown in the field and harvested similarly to hay. It is then most commonly used to make oils for flavorings and scents. Mint is an herb. Did you know herbs are one of the easiest things to grow, and you can do it from right inside your home? You can have an indoor herb garden year-round. Just place them in an area that receives roughly 6 hours of sunlight a day and keep them watered. They bring exciting flavors into your kitchen. Some of my favorites are rosemary, thyme, basil, oregano, chives, and peppermint. You can use them to season your foods or even flavor your water or tea. If you are nervous about growing your own food, start with an herb garden. They are easy to maintain and rewardingly flavorful. What did the dried up thyme plant say to the gardener when he finally came to water it? Long time no see. Okay, let's jump on over to Utah. Utah is the second driest state in the U.S., but this doesn't keep citizens from both large-scale and backyard farming. Farmers markets across the state are well known for carrying homegrown sweet corn and tomatoes. Do you like tomatoes? I personally do not enjoy a tomato off the vine. I have to take it to the kitchen and turn it into ketchup, salsa, or pasta sauce before I can enjoy it. My son, on the other hand, can eat 20 cherry tomatoes right off the vine. How do you prefer to eat your tomatoes? Tomatoes are fairly easy to grow and do well in containers on patios. How about a tomato joke? Why did the tomato blush? Because he saw the salad dressing. Colorado is up next. Colorado has some of the most fertile soils in the nation, and nearly half of the state's land is used for agricultural production. The top produced vegetables include cabbage, potatoes, and onions. Have you ever seen a potato that is beginning to rot? It grows little shoots known as eyes off of it, and those shoots can be planted in the ground facing upward. One rotten potato may have several eyes on it, which can produce several new plants. You can cut that potato up where all the eyes are separated, and then plant that potato in the ground. Each potato plant will typically produce between 5 to 10 new potatoes. Next time you have a rotten potato, try planting it in a large pot or tilled up garden spot and see if you can grow your very own potato crop. Do you know why potatoes are great detectives? Because they keep their eyes peeled. That wraps up learning about all of the western states in the U.S. and how they garden. I hope you enjoyed learning about backyard gardening and all the extra jokes this month for April Fool's Day. I challenge you all to plant at least one crop this month, whether it's your favorite herb in the windowsill, some tomatoes in a pot on your porch, or field of potatoes. Get gardening. Be sure and look up some delicious ways to snack on whatever it is you choose to grow, too. Try new recipes, try growing new things, and head out to the local farmers markets if you don't garden and see what they are growing. Stay tuned for next month's episode of Ag Everywhere. We will be taking a look at chickens in the southwest region of the United States. Have a blessed day.